Hostage negotiation check-off list. First is the details of what has happened. First, you've got to know the backstory, who's involved, when and where did it all kick off, and most importantly, why. It's like starting a novel. You need to sitting and the main character before you can understand the plot. Figuring out the takers, purpose, and how long this has been going on helps paint a clearer picture. For example, it is a desperate grab for cash or a long-planned political statement. Next is the details of the stronghold. Next, you need to size up the location. Where exactly is it? It is a building or a moving vehicle. And what can you see from the outside? Think of it as a scouting the terrain before a hike. You need to know what you're up against. Understanding what the people inside can see and the condition in the area is crucial for safety. Is there a clear line of sight uh, for snipers, or are there potential hazard like gas leaks? Next is the details needed. Finally, you need to figure out who and what you need to resolve the situation. Are we talking a skilled negotiator, a SWAT team, or just some pizza to calm everyone down? Knowing how to manage those resources and know the whole things will be carried out is key to successful resolution. It's like planning a surprise party. You need the right people, the right supplies, and a solid plan to pull it off. The next is the details of the hostages. So, first off, who are these people? Are they random folks or were they target for a reason? Knowing if they're connected to the hostage takers or just caught in the wrong place at the wrong time is super important. Also, it's key to know how many hostages there are, their ages, genders, and their physical and mental state. For example, are the children or people with medical condition that need special attention? Last is the details of the hostage takers. So now let's talk about the other side. Who are these hostage takers and what are they capable of? Understanding if they're experienced criminal or just desperate people in a bad situation can shape the negotiation strategy. You've got to know if they're armed, with where they're located in the stronghold, and what they want from the authorities. Are they looking for money, freedom, or something else entirely? Qualities of negotiators. We have here the communication. Communication is should be articulate, able to speak clearly and concisely, to communicate with a variety of different people in different situations with ease, pitching the styles of conversation to suit the audience. So first off, a negotiator needs to able to talk clearly and connect with all sorts of people, no matter what the situation is. For example, you might use calm, gentle language when talking to distressed hostage, but be firm and direct when addressing the hostage taker. Next is cognitive skills. The negotiator should be mentally agile, astute, and incisive. For instance, they might spot inconsistencies in the hostage taker's story or identify a hidden motive that could be used to be escalate the situation. Next is relationship with people. The negotiator must be able to work cooperatively as a part of a team, consulting, listening, referring, and encouraging. So you need to be team players, working together, listening, and encourage each other. It's like being part of a well-oiled machine where everyone has a role to play. For example, a negotiator might consult with a psychologist on the team to understand the hostage taker's mental state, or ask a fellow negotiator for a fresh perspective. Professional competence. So, as a negotiator, should have a solid background and plenty of experience to draw from. For example, they might have training in crisis management, psychology, or law enforcement, giving them a broad understanding of the situation. Lastly, the personal qualities. A negotiator needs to stay calm under pressure and keep their emotions in check. It's like being a Zen master, finding inner peace is in the midst of chaos. For instance, even if the hostage taker is being aggressive or unreasonable, the negotiator needs to remain composed and focus on finding a resolution. We have here the duties and responsibilities of negotiators. So just to make it short, a negotiator's main gig to be the voice of reason, making sure everyone walks away alive while sticking to the rules of engagement. They're like a conductor of a cultic orchestra trying to bring harmony to a tense situation. Beyond talking, they're also responsible for gathering intel, coordinating with the team, and documenting everything so future negotiators can lead or learn from the experience. It's like being a detective, a strategist, and historian all rolled into one. The crisis negotiating team. The crisis negotiating team, or what we call CNT, is like the calm voice in a storm, providing support to the SWAT or SWAT team to manage the tense situation involving barricaded suspects or hostages. Their main goal is to keep everyone safe, rescue hostages, and bring the bad guys to justice. This team is directly supervised by one scene commander, ensuring that their actions align with the overall strategy for resolving the crisis. They're like a specialized unit working under the director or the direction of a general, all focused on achieving the same objective. On-scene commander. Think of the on-scene commander as the director of a movie, calling the shots and coordinating different departments to ensure everything runs smoothly during the critical incidents. Below them, you've got specialized teams like the negotiation group, operation group, service support group, and even the media group, each playing a vital role in the unfolding drama. The negotiators or negotiators who report to the negotiations group are like the actors on set, delivering the lines and trying to influence the story outcome through dialogue and persuasion. They're the ones face to face with the an antagonist, hoping to bring the scene to a peaceful resolution.
On-scene commander, crisis negotiation team, this is the highest position in the structure. The second CNT team leader reports directly to the on-scene commander. And there are the four um, following report in the CNT team leader. First, secondary negotiator, coach commander, primary negotiator, psychologist, and intelligence recorder. Example, imagine a hostage situation. On-scene commander as overall authority, the CNT team leader manages the negotiation process. The primary negotiator directly engaged with the hostage seeker, while the secondary negotiator, coach commander, provides support and advice. The psychologist helps understand the hostage seeker's mindsets, and the intelligence recorder gathers and documents relevant information. Incident on scene commander. The incident on scene commander of any hostage critical incident is designated by the Crisis Management Committee or CMC. Ensures the accomplishment of the mission by saving the lives of the hostage and the arrest of the perpetrators. Next, the negotiation team leader or coordinator. NTL coordinator is an experienced and competent negotiator with sound operational skills. He or she ensures that the cell is properly run and accurately reflects the incident on same commander's strategy. Next, the primary negotiator. Primary negotiator is the principal negotiator. The attacks of PM 2011, he or she actually engaged in conversation with the hostage speaker. Negotiates by the parameters set by the negotiation team leader. Example, in a bank robbery turned hostage situation, the incident on same commander designated by the CMC sets the overall strategy, prioritizing the safety of everyone inside and apprehension of the robbers. The negotiation team leader, coordinator, then takes charge of the negotiation cell, ensuring all resources and personnel are aligned with the commander's strategy. The primary negotiator is the one talking directly to the robbers, trying to de-escalate the situation and secure the release of hostage, all while following the guidelines set by the negotiation team leader. The secondary negotiator. The secondary negotiator gives direct support to the primary negotiator in interpreting and implementing the incident commander's overall strategy through negotiating tactics. The intelligence recorder negotiator. The intelligence recorder negotiator provides a communication link between the negotiators and the remainder of the police command structure. He or she also supports the role of the secondary negotiator in tactical development and at the same time maintain a detailed log of events. And next, the board negotiator. The board negotiator is the board person who maintains a visual display information relevant to the negotiations, deadlines, demands, and known to be a stronghold. So I have an example. In a situation where disgruntled employee has taken hostage in an office building, the secondary negotiator is listening to the primary negotiator's conversations and suggesting tactics based on the incident commander strategy. The intelligence recorder negotiator relays important background information about the employee to the team and keeps a log of everyday demand and response. Meanwhile, the board negotiator is updating a whiteboard with time lists, key demands, and profiles of the hostage and the hostage sticker, ensuring everyone on the team has a clear visual overview of the situation. Hostage stickers demands. Demands can be threats to the negotiation process or it may be an opportunity for the negotiator. Demands should be handled with care. Explain to the hostage sticker the difficulties in meeting their demands. Always think tactically. The demands are simple and their delivery could gain the police tactical advantage. Then by all means take advantage of these demands. Seek reciprocation. When you give in to some demands, see to that you always seek something in return. Sow seeds of doubt. It should impress upon the hostage stickers that in the shoes of police personnel, they will not give up their demands. Seek precise details in these demands. Delivery arrangements should be described so that each point is clear to both the hostage speakers and the hostage. So I have an example. A group of armed robbers takes hostage inside a bank. They demand a helicopter, $1 million, and safe passage to another country. Types of demands. Negotiable demands. Food, cigarettes, drinks, alcohol, transportation, media coverage, freedom. Non-negotiable demands, weapons, ammunition, drugs, release of prisoners, exchange of hostage. Example, in a hostage situation at a factory, the hostage takers make a list of demands. The negotiator identifies the following. Negotiable, they ask for food, water, and cigarettes. The negotiator agrees to this knowing that they can provide without compromising safety. They also ask for transportation to another city. The negotiator says they can discuss this further. And negotiable. They demand weapons, drugs, and the release of their imprisoned associates. The negotiator makes it clear that these demands are out of the question and cannot be met under any circumstances. Guidelines in handling demands. Do not seek or ask for them. Do not ignore them, list them down, and forget about these demands. Do not say yes or no to them. Tell the hostage takers that you have to discuss everything first with the incident on same commander. Do not misunderstand them. You might add to the complication if you misinterpreted these demands. Next, PNP procedures in hostage situation. Activate a critical incident managed committee or CIMC. Secure and isolate the incident scene. Ensure the control of communication lines and simultaneously ensure other lines are cut off along with electricity and water supply to allow maximum bargaining. Example, handling demands. The negotiator doesn't prompt the gunman for demands but carefully notes them as they are stated. The negotiator avoids direct agreement or objection, stating, I need to discuss with this my commander. The negotiator clarifies its demand to avoid misunderstanding. Second, PNP procedures. The PNP activates the CIMC to manage the crisis. They establish a perimeter around the school, cutting off access, communication lines are secured to prevent leaks, and utilities are shut off to increase pressure on the gunman.